Well, let me just take it in some order. The first question was one of the three questions from Nancy asked that what do we think has been the impact of the global COVID-19 pandemic on the financial soundness of Nigerian banks. But let me respond to this by saying that ordinarily what some critical analysts will say is that as a result of the lockdown, both people and companies will not earn revenue, and because they are not going to earn, or they are not earning revenue, they will not be able to pay salaries, and if they cannot pay salaries, they will not be able to pay their loans if they took bank loans, and of course, if they cannot pay their bank loans, that it will result in non-performing loans in the books of the banking industry. But we believe that realizing that this could be the consequences of the pandemic, not just on households and businesses, but also on banks, we took the unanimous decision, supported by our board and MPC, to say that the CBN should consider the possibility of granting some kind of provisioning dispensation for banks. What does that mean? That banks are given the opportunity that if, for instance, companies or households or businesses that are impacted by the pandemic, that the bank should give, if they cannot pay their loans, that those loans should be restructured with the understanding that truly they have been adversely impacted by the COVID and that they cannot service those loans, or they have not even been able to pay salaries, let alone servicing their loans. We also took a decision to say that let us reduce interest rates on CBN intervention facilities from 9 to 5%. You are a cleaner somewhere, you lost your job, that we should be able to make available to them what we call 100 billion naira targeted facilities for household and SMEs. This facility has been granted, and we're talking about 500,000 naira to somebody who wants to start a petty business, and up to 1.5 billion naira to some of them who are going to be undertaking some slightly higher level of business. We also decided that we will grant additional loan facilities even to some of our large companies. We decided that 100 billion naira should be set aside for companies that are in the healthcare and the pharmaceutical sectors. So what we have done, in essence, is to look for one way to reflate the economy so that people who lost jobs or people who could not pay salaries can come back again. And we believe that with the loans restructured, at least for some time, interest rebates on their loans and the rest for about 1 year, that the level of NPLs will in fact, at worst, remain stable, or at best, we could even see it coming down.